to start off with, we didn't know if you were taping or whatever, but, you know, I said, why don't you say,
what is up, YouTube?
Because that's him, right?
When he was like in his high school days and like working on stuff like that, did you guys ever thought about or saw him ever being a bodybuilder, or were you guys pretty set on, you know, he was just going to school to study kinesiology or whatever?
We didn't think bodybuilding during, like, he enjoyed the weight room and doing all the work he was doing in football. When he got into football, you saw it, he really liked that because he had been soccer and he'd been basketball and track, but no, we never thought of bodybuilding as his passion.
You could certainly see his muscles responded well to working out because he developed a good muscular structure pretty early on. When he was on the basketball team, you could see definition that you didn't see in the other kids. So we could tell that, you know, he had a pretty good genetics, but we never dreamt that it would end up, you know, being where he is in bodybuilding.
Separate was the eyebrows, because we listened to people beside us that, you know, obviously knew the trade and the art, and they were going, oh my gosh, look at number such and such, and I'm looking at Jeff saying, they're talking about Christopher, holy cow.
And Jim came up to the two of us and we were talking after, and Jim Mannion at that point kind of said, you know, guys like him come along once every 10, 20 years or something like that. It's what he said at that point.
10 years.
10 years. So I think that's when we thought, well, okay, he said this could lead to something.
I think probably the time I realized that competing or this kind of classic physique world was where I was meant to be was in 2017 for my first Olympia when I was 22, I believe. I think it was 22, I can't remember. And I had to make a decision to either drop out of school and chase this dream or stay in school in kind of half-ass bodybuilding. And when I had to make that big jump to put 100% of my life in it, and I did, and I came second in the Olympia for the first time, that's when I was like, holy fuck. Like, I think this is my path, this is where I'm meant to be. Throw all your chips in, work as hard as you can, and let's see what happens.
He was at Dalhousie partway through his degree, and I think he called us up and said, look, I think I'm probably not going back after his second year because I'm going to focus on this full time. And because now's my time. If I wait too long, it may not work.
I'll lose my window.
And we kind of thought at the time, oh geez, you know, should he finish his degree, go the traditional route? And we kind of went back and forth, but obviously we support both our kids in what they do and what they're passionate about, which is important.
Yeah, because I think, you know, when Christopher went off to university, and we said to both of them, go wherever you want to go as far as you want to go, so life can be different. You know, in fact, I wanted both of them to go as far as they wanted to go, just so that they could see the world is bigger than Canada kind of thing. But when Christopher said he wasn't going to go back to university, there was a minute there where I was definitely sad. But then when I saw his passion, it was like, we got to be there all the time. So
yeah, and we were lucky enough to be pretty engaged, particularly in the early days.
At the beginning.
We were, you know, with them in Sudbury, Toronto, Pittsburgh, Edmonton, I think Winnipeg. So we went to all those early shows and saw him grow.
We've said it a zillion times and we'll say it a zillion more. Like, we're incredibly proud of his devotion and his work ethic and his genuine soul. Like, he's just such an amazing person. Like, it's almost hard to believe, you know, we produce that. You know, and people come up to us at the Olympia. Even this year, a guy came up to Jeff and said, I want you to know, are you his dad? And he said, I want you to know that I lost 105 pounds. I was 300 pounds, and it's all because of Chris. And it's like, wow, he's impacting lives, including his own, right? And that's, you know, we're only on this earth once. What do you do with it? And he sure has done a lot with it.
I think we're incredibly proud of all the kids. And I think that really the four of them, Christopher, Melissa, Ian, and Courtney, are just four great people.
Buongiorno.
Hello.
Oh, it's warm in here.
Holy shit, it's hot.
It's warm.
Compared to out there.
Yeah, I didn't think it was warm in here.
Oh.
We can turn down the air though.
No, it's good.
But no, I think all your clothes.
Yeah, I want to have an actual nap backstage.
Yeah, I won't lie down back there, but when you come back, I can
Love you.
Thank you. Now we're taking fucking pictures before drinking, you know? Just let me be. Thank you, man. You have a wrap.
Guys.
Bye.
See you guys.
And Terrence. We on it, Danny, switch. Danny and Chris switch. Danny and Terrence switch. Front. Gentlemen, spread out, give yourselves room, and hit a front double bicep.
Let's go, Terrence! Look at Terrence!
Side chest.
Look at Terrence!
Switch. Gentlemen, spread out and hit a back double bicep.
Let's go, Terrence! Look at Terrence! Yeah!
Dominoes and thighs.
Now we talking! Now we talking! Let's go, Terrence! Let's go, Terrence! Yeah!
Your favorite classic pose. Thank you, gentlemen. Back in line. This concludes our confirmation round. Back to you, Bob.
All right, thank you, Big Steve. How about a big hand for your top 10 classic physique competitors on the Olympia stage, folks? All right, this is it, down to 5. Big Steve, do the judges require any further comparisons? Judges are good? You know what that means, folks? Hit the music, gentlemen, for the title. Pose down!
Winning this year was like different than last year, and the moment I felt on stage was similar yet also very different. There was like that bit of relief that there will always be when you hear your name, like, fuck yeah, you did it. But this year, there were so many people whispering in my ear, like, throughout the show, after prejudging and everything, being like, oh, congrats, man, you've already won, you did it, you already won. And like, I'm a huge believer in just like, it's not done until it's fucking done. And people are being like, oh, the hard part's done, you can just enjoy it now after prejudging. And I'm like, fuck no, like I need to keep my mind on right now. I haven't won anything yet, I haven't earned shit yet, I still gotta kind of keep it locked down. And I think once you start to believe people whisper in your ear like, oh, you're the best, you're gonna win, you're kind of, that just makes you take your foot off the gas and you start to kind of weaken up. So I really try to avoid that. So that being said though, obviously I had a little bit more belief that I could win this year. I was a returning champ, I had made crazy improvements, I saw the pictures and the way they were moving around the callouts, I had a stronger belief that I was gonna win this year. But that doesn't take away from how amazing it feels to have your name called. And it was a little different experience this year. It was my first time ever up there with Terrence being second person calling me. I've always been beside Breon. So that honestly, that was the biggest shock that I had on stage. When I was standing there and they called Breon third, I was actually like, holy shit, okay. And I couldn't be happier for Terrence, and I know it made Breon fucking hungry to come back better next year, so that's a good thing on both sides. But I was really happy to be up there with Terrence, the guy. Me and him have been kind of friends for a while, and I know he's a workhorse, amazing poser, so happy to see that happen. And then when we were up there with that, we could crack jokes with each other up there, and he kind of already knew he was second, and I wanted to just not even think about it and wait till they called my name. And when they did, it was just, like I said, that kind of excitement that I had let build up finally was able to pour out and feel that, and that kind of pride and happiness was just like, the work was done, and I was extremely proud of everything I had done.
Our second place award presenters from Redcon 1, Mr. Aaron Singerman and Eric on stage. Presenting our first place award from Morales Plastic Surgery, Dr. Morales and the better half, Corey, is on stage. Where's Corey? There she is. And of course, our IFBB Vice President, Mr. Tyler Mannion. And they will take the first place Olympia gold medal, the check for $30,000, and the title of 2020 Classic Olympia Champion to our winner. And still Olympia.
Let's go, Chris!
Chris Bumstead!
It was just like a joyful moment. It wasn't like relief and like, oh my God, thank God, and oh, he did it. It was none of those feelings. It was just pure joy, like pure bliss, just like, I knew it. Like all the cards aligned perfectly. He had some bumps along the road. We had some things along the way, but everything happened exactly as it should have for him to just get to that point. And it was, I had tears of like his first Olympia was like, oh my gosh, he did it. But it was like, I can't believe he did it. We were all kind of like, just like, it was like a shock. Not that he didn't look good or great. He won fucking Mr. Olympia. Of course you look great. But it was just like, whoa, that happened? Where this year it was like, I remember when it said and still. It was just tears of joy. And I was recording it all. I'm like, like just happy. Like smiling, just so happy.
There's always like a little bit, you know what I mean? Because especially when you get down to that like anxious time when they're calling the names, it always creates this feeling inside. Like you get butterflies, it's like the anticipation. And there's obviously always a chance that something's gonna go wrong or be weird, but I think I was more in shock of how he accepted it and like how he spoke afterwards. that's when I started crying, because I was like, oh my God, like he's such a man, you know what I mean? He's so well spoken. He did better than I could have ever hoped to have done up there, and I was just like, I'd never seen him be so present and in the moment. And I was just really happy that he was able to have that, because I didn't think that he got it the year before.
All right, I'm here with the two-time Classic Olympia champ, Chris Bumstead. Chris, last year was the mustache that clearly brought you to the winner's circle. What was it this year, my friend?
A tough question to answer. There's a lot that went into the last few years, to be completely honest. Some physical growth, but it's been a lot of mental, emotional growth. I know I'm not the only one who faces some trials and tribulations, especially in this past year. But it's one of those things where you can learn to grow from it as a human and as a person, become better, learn that life happens for you and not to you, and just try and get better every damn day. Enjoy the process. It's something I've learned to enjoy every second on the stage, under these lights. The entire journey leading up to here for the past years, it's just been such a blessing, and I'm so grateful. And I'm just so happy to be up here and hear you say "and still." That felt good to hear, and I'm happy to be here. I'm trying not to curse. But I want to give a huge thanks to my family, my girlfriend, my sister, my brother-in-law, my mom, my dad, all my loved ones who support me along the way. They're the people that make moments like this so worthwhile, and I can't wait to get backstage, hug them, let out some tears, and just enjoy this damn night. And thank you to everyone in the fan, in the crowd, at home watching. I love you guys. Appreciate you all. You guys make the sport what it is. Appreciate you all.
Chris's two new favorite words are "and still." Chris, what is the difference between last year as a contender and this year as a defending champion?
There was no difference. Last year I proved I deserved to win. I'd do it again this year, and I'll do it again next year. I got work to do.
You know, I'd like to think you could do it again next year, except for that man right there in the front row, Shaq Diesel. He's got his eye on you, brother. Classic physique contender.
He ain't ready yet, though. He ain't ready yet. Too hard right now.
Listen, they got Rock Shabazz training him, man. Yeah, you ain't touching Rock. He'll have Rock. You ain't ready? You're gonna be ready.
I won't mess with him. I want to say one more thank you right now to the IFBB, Jim Mannion, Tyler Mannion, Steve, the whole league. Making this classic division has absolutely changed my life, and I'm so grateful. It's only been around for 5 years, and it's absolutely blown up. I know I'm not the only one in love with this division. It's helped change the sport and help grow and expand it so much, and I'm so grateful for it. And to Dan Solomon and the Olympia team, moving the Olympia across the country in like a couple of weeks, how do you even do that? I have to find a gym to train at. It's crazy, and I'm just so grateful to be up here. And I know I'm not the only one, so huge thank you to all you guys. And to the other 25 competitors up here to make this a goddamn amazing show. I appreciate you guys too.
Chris, congratulations, my friends. Spoken like a true champion. And still two-time Olympia champ, Chris Bumstead.
Let's fucking go, boys! And Terrence fucking Ruff in second place.
Just saying. Okay. You shouldn't be talking to this guy anymore.
You should be. He's too damn nice.
I know, right?
He's too damn nice. You can't not.
Yeah.
Look at the smile, man. You can't help but
Good, thank you.
And I got some learn from that book. So.
Yeah, I was sitting here going, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Steal that shit. Okay.
You gonna steal it?
Take that. I'm gonna borrow that one. I'm definitely stealing that one.
I feel good. I feel good. Like I said, you know, it's been a minute. I've been dropping down in places. I got ninth in 2018, and I was like, I got 6th year before that. Got dropped down to ninth. I'm like, well, something needs to change. I need to take some time off. And I was a little nervous doing that because I'm like, what if I do that and I don't get any better? Now it's wasted a year. But you know, it's been going really well. You know, everything's been going really well. I don't have any complaints. Right with them too. Yeah.
Again?
Congrats, baby boy. Good job, man.
How you feeling today?
I'm done. I'm
You
happy.
done?
I'm retired,
You
brother.
smiling? Walking on stage smiling?
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. Appreciate it.
I'm leaving it all into your hands now. You got what? That's 2. You got 27 more to go.
27? I don't know about that, but I'll do what I can.
Good job, man. I'm proud of you, man. Thank you.
That's exactly what you think it is right there. Numero dos, and it feels damn good. Look who
I just want to come and fucking see you, my brother. Congratulations.
Pretty,
oh, come on.
Looking pretty.
Listen, if I had that mustache, I would look that pretty too. But
fair enough.
Congratulations, man. This is 2 now on. And then you got this as long as you want it. This is yours. This is yours. Yeah, you look good. And I know that you obviously the previous years and you shoot and stuff like that, but when you're unbeatable. And that's it. I sat backstage and you know, everybody talking around you how well you represent the sport as an ambassador, how well you talk, so it's like when you hear this, and I, as a champion myself, but I'm hearing it from other people talking about you. That's what I love about the sport, and you're doing a fucking great job. And this is why you got this.
People like you, why I'm fucking
I would say people like you, but you're too tall. I wish I had that. Listen, it's all about inspiring others and giving back when you can give back and pass it back.
That's what I'm saying, man. You're the people I get.
I appreciate you. Well, you know, I'm in that stage to bring in the next, encourage, and give back. And you've got these fucking damn good looks that I don't have. So, take care.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
It's like the 3rd time someone's fucked up your outro.
It's the fucking GOAT time right now, but fuck. It's not supposed to curse on video anymore, but they said and still. They said and still. And it felt good. It felt goddamn good. This was a great fucking year. I had the most fun I've ever had on stage. I enjoyed every fucking second. But now it's time to get back to fucking work because we're going for number 3. But first, I'm gonna go eat and see my family because they're in here right now. Most of like, God, we're waiting an hour.
No, I was
First thing she
making
said.
a joke. I was making a joke. Oh, congratulations. Oh my God, your speech was lovely too.
Congratulations. Still champ.
Fuck. Did you
feel
swear?
good?
It felt so good. It felt so much better this year. I was like there the whole time. I was so present. Like nothing was like blurred out. I was just like in it.
We could tell even last night you were out there, you were talking to people, you were
That was this morning. It felt like it was 2 days ago. Yeah.
It's a blur.
Yeah.
I just want to know where it is. Congratulations. Thank you.
I don't know. You already seen them?
What?
You already seen them, right?
I saw the judges there.
You already seen them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Feel real.
does. Yeah, it sure does. I lost all my shit though.
No, I got it.
No, I mean my button.
It's over there, babe. It's over here.
Time to eat. Cookie the fat check, and it's time to fucking eat.
Do you think that regardless of Chris's health, like if that wasn't a factor, him and he could potentially do this however long Chris wanted to?
Yes. I think we're now at a point after this year especially, and especially after they've both kind of taken control of their minds and their results and their bodies, that we're now at a point that like they both have the freedom to compete for as many years as they want to. And retirement is going to come because they're fulfilled and they're done and they want to move on to something else. It's not going to come because they look worse or because their body's not responding or because they're sick. I think they're both going to keep progressing until they get to where they want to be, and then they can peacefully stop, that's a huge thing too.
Speaking for my own personal self, when you deal with kind of health issues, I think it's very easy to be like, okay, screw it, I'm done. It's over. Never going to do this again. I can't push anymore, and kind of just to give up. Or live in a mind of fear and like you can't do it. But knowing him for the past a little over 2 years now, when we started dating in 2018, and knowing just kind of how he's had these obstacles and he's had things that have knocked him down and he's had fearful moments, but he's always stood back up and he's always kept going, is something really, it's something not everyone has. It's not. You have to be you're a different type of individual to have that. And I'm not just saying that because he's my boyfriend. I'm truly saying that because I've seen it with my own eyes. You know, he's gotten knocked down multiple times. He's had moments of fear, had moments fearing for his health. Is this gonna work? Is this gonna happen? Can I still do this? Am I gonna have to quit my passion? But he's always got back up and just got better. So yeah, I do believe he would be exactly where he is right now because of the person he is. So, full faith in him.
I think we have a good enough understanding on it that, you know, for as long as Chris decides to compete, that he can. You know, I don't think Chris, even before this issue, was someone that wanted to compete till he was 45 years old. You know, I think there's a lot of other endeavors he wants to pursue in life, and I think, you know, getting a solid legacy within this division and this industry is obviously something that's very important to him, but I think it's also a means to an end in a lot of ways. You know, so I think now, if you'd asked me this question 2 years ago, I think I would have had a very different answer, or even last year. But seeing how we did this prep and, you know, really managed to keep things under control, and also not just keep things under control, but keep things under control and yield the best look of his career. You know, it wasn't like we scooted through here, managed to keep things healthy, but the look was sacrificed. You know, if it had been, I might have had a different answer if it was like, okay, yeah, we got him to the show and there was no health issues whatsoever, but he was at 75%. You know, he was at 90%, 95%, and we also had no issues arise. So, I mean, you know, for me, looking at it from a coach, it's like, okay, if we can do this once, we can do it again. If we can do it twice, I think we can do it 3 times, 4 times. You know, I think if we play our ducks smart, you know, play our cards smart, and are diligent with things in the off season, making sure we keep, you know, tabs on his health and don't do anything silly like we've proved we don't need to do. I mean, this was a very, very minimally invasive prep. I think he can continue to do this as long as he decides to.
I never thought I'd be the best in the world in anything. I never thought I'd take bodybuilding this far. From a young age, it was always very much just like, oh, I want to be junior national champ. I want to be pro. Maybe I'll win a pro show. And then it was just like slowly a bigger and bigger goal. And now that, even last year after winning, it was like a 1-point decision with me and Brianna. I barely won. I was like, holy shit, am I going to be able to beat him again next year? And then this year, I finally got that perfect score, a 5 on the scorecard, and with Brianna and Terrence, who were actually fighting for second and third, so that was the battle, and I was alone up front. And that really kind of solidified me being like, holy shit, like I'm the best in the fucking world at something right now. And it was something I hadn't planned for, didn't think it was gonna happen, but nonetheless, I would put in the work because I just wanted to grind as hard as I could. I think the biggest thing that I believe people would take away is just how strong and powerful your brain can be, and that where your mind goes, energy flows, or whatever that saying is, and where you put your attention is what's gonna come into your life. And like I said, if you're putting your attention on fear and stress and the worst possible outcome, like I was, being like, well, this is the worst thing that could happen, that's what I'm afraid of, you're more likely to walk towards that path and that happening, as opposed to you being like, this is the best that's gonna happen and I'm gonna choose to make that happen because that's what I want in my life. If you can like truly understand that and like live that life mentally, believe in that shit, it's more likely to come to you. It's still gonna be a lot of work, a lot of shit, obstacles in between, but if you can just keep that strong, set mind moving in the right direction, life's gonna be a lot easier and play out a lot better than it would focusing on the bad.
I will be making the switch to classic physique. Something I've thought about for a while ever since it came out. Been watching the judging, the pro shows, Olympia and all that, and I really like what the judges are looking for and the overall idea of it. So might as well step on stage, give it a shot.